Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're starting something really special, a full, deep dive story that I know is going to touch your heart. If you're someone who has ever felt stuck because English feels too hard, if you've tried books, classes, or apps and given up, or if life just never gave you the chance to learn properly, this story is for you. Before we begin the main story, let me ask you this quick question. What if the one thing that could save someone you love was a language you didn't know? What if that pain became the biggest reason you finally learned it and changed your whole life? That's exactly what happened to a girl we'll call Maya. Her story is real, emotional, and full of lessons. And the best part? She did it mostly with free AI tools on her old phone. No expensive teachers, no fancy courses, just determination and smart technology. So grab a cup of tea or coffee, get comfortable, and let's begin. If you're watching this in parts, this is part 1, the beginning of Maya's life and how everything changed. Maya grew up in a quiet, rural area in Asia. Life there moved slowly, like the river near her village. Her family had a small piece of land. They grew rice, vegetables, and raised a few animals. Every day started early, waking up with the roosters, helping her mother cook, going to the fields with her father and younger siblings. School? She went to the local government school until grade 10, but it was basic. Teachers came and went, books were old and torn. English was taught, but mostly reading and writing grammar rules. No real speaking, no fun conversations. Most kids, including Maya, thought, "Why do I need English? We speak our local language at home, in the market, with friends. English is for city people, for TV, for big jobs we probably won't get." Maya was a quiet, thoughtful girl. She loved reading storybooks in her language, helping her mother make traditional food, and dreaming while looking at the stars at night. She wanted a better life for her family, maybe one day open a small shop, or make sure her little brother could study more. But English? It felt far away, like something not meant for her. There were little moments when English showed up in her life, but she brushed them off. For example, one day her father bought a new water pump for the farm. The instructions were in English. They stared at the paper, tried to guess, but ended up calling a neighbor who knew a few words. It worked, but Maya remembers thinking, "This is annoying, but not my problem." Another time, on an old TV in their home, an English news channel came on by mistake. She watched for a minute, doctors talking about health, something about medicine, but changed the channel quickly. Too fast, too hard, she thought. She had dreams, though. Sometimes she imagined going to the big city, seeing tall buildings, wearing nice clothes, helping her family have an easier life. But deep down, she believed those dreams were only for people who spoke English, went to good schools, had money. So she stayed in her small world, content but with a quiet feeling that something was missing. Maya was happy in her simple way. She laughed with her siblings, helped her parents, celebrated festivals with the whole village. Life felt safe and predictable. But life has a way of shaking us when we least expect it. One ordinary day turned into the worst day of her life, and that day made her see English in a new way, not as a school subject, but as something that could mean life or death. That's where the real story begins. But life doesn't always stay quiet. Sometimes, in one single moment, everything flips. This is the hardest part of the story to tell, but it's the part that changed Maya forever. It started on a rainy evening, just like many others. Maya's father had been feeling chest pain for a few days, but he brushed it off. "It's just tiredness from the fields," he said. That night,
The pain got worse. He couldn't breathe properly. Maya and her mother panicked. They quickly wrapped him in a blanket, helped him into the family's old vehicle, and drove as fast as they could toward the nearest big hospital in the city, about an hour away. The rain was heavy. The roads were bad. Maya sat in the back, holding her father's hand, whispering, "It's going to be okay, Baba. We're almost there." Her heart was racing. Finally, they reached the hospital. It was crowded, people everywhere, families waiting, stretchers moving. They rushed inside the emergency area. Doctors and nurses were running around. Maya tried to explain what was wrong, but her words came out in her local language, fast and scared. The doctor asked questions in English. What are his symptoms? When did it start? Any history of heart problems? Blood pressure? Medications? Maya froze. She understood a few words, heart and pain, but the rest was a blur. The doctor spoke quickly, using medical terms like cardiac arrest, ECG, oxygen saturation. Maya looked around desperately for someone to translate, but everyone was busy. Her mother was crying silently. They took her father to a bed. Nurses hooked him up to machines. Maya tried to read the monitor screen, numbers flashing, words in English like pulse, BP, SpO2. She couldn't make sense of it. The doctor came back with papers, consent forms, medicine lists, all in English. "Sign here," he said. Maya stared at the page. She could recognize some letters, but the sentences, impossible. She asked slowly, "What does this mean? Is he okay?" The doctor sighed. He was tired, overworked. "Please sign." Maya felt tears burning her eyes. She signed anyway, hoping it was right. But inside, she was screaming, "Why can't I understand? Why can't I help?"
Hours passed like days. Maya sat on the cold floor outside the ward, hugging her knees. Every time a doctor came out, she jumped up, asking in broken words, "How is he? Please tell me." But the answers were short, in English, and she caught only pieces. At one point, a nurse handed her a small bottle of medicine. "Give this if needed," she said. The label was in English. Maya didn't know the dose, the warnings, nothing. She just held it tightly. Then the worst moment came. Around 2 a.m., the doctor walked out slowly. He looked at Maya and her mother with sad eyes. "I'm sorry. We did everything we could. His heart, it stopped. We couldn't bring him back." Maya's world stopped. She heard the words, but they didn't register at first. Then the pain hit like a wave. She fell to her knees, sobbing. Her mother collapsed beside her. The hospital sounds faded. Only their cries remained. Maya doesn't remember much after that. The ride home in silence, the funeral preparations, the village people coming to offer condolences. Everything felt numb. But in the quiet nights that followed, when the house was dark and everyone asleep, Maya sat alone on the porch, staring at the sky. She replayed every second in the hospital. The doctor's questions she couldn't answer, the forms she signed blindly, the medicine label she couldn't read, the instructions she couldn't follow. Over and over, one thought kept coming. If I knew English, maybe I could have asked better questions. Maybe I could have understood the danger sooner. Maybe, just maybe, things would have been different. Guilt wrapped around her like a heavy blanket. She blamed herself, even though deep down she knew it wasn't all her fault. But the helplessness, that feeling of being powerless when someone you love is slipping away, that stayed with her. It was in those dark moments that something shifted inside Maya. English wasn't just a city language anymore. It wasn't something for rich people or schools.
It was a tool, a lifeline. In hospitals, in jobs, in emergencies, in the bigger world, English opened doors that could save lives. She made a silent promise to her father under the stars. "Baba, I will learn. I will never feel this helpless again. For you, for our family, for anyone who might need help one day." That promise became her fire. But how? No money for classes, no time for long study, no teacher nearby. That's when Maya discovered something that would change everything. Free AI tools right on her simple phone. This is where the story turns from pain to power. If Maya's loss and realization touched you, take a moment, drop a heart in the comments, or write one word, strong. You're not alone in feeling language barriers. Many of us have stories like this. Now we reach the turning point, the moment when deep pain turns into quiet fire, from pain to promise. After the funeral, the days blurred together. Maya helped her mother with chores, comforted her younger siblings, accepted food from neighbors who came to pay respects. But every night when the house went silent, she sat alone outside. She looked at the same stars her father used to point out to her as a child. In those quiet hours, the hospital memories played again and again. The doctor's fast English words, the forms full of letters she couldn't read, the medicine bottle she held like it was a mystery. Each replay brought the same ache. I couldn't help him. But one night, something different happened. Instead of just crying, Maya whispered to herself, "Enough. I won't let this happen to anyone else in my family. I won't stay helpless." She made a promise, not loud, not dramatic, just a small, firm promise under the open sky. "Baba, I will learn English, not for dreams or jobs, but so no one I love ever slips away because I couldn't understand." The next morning she woke with that promise still burning inside her, but reality hit quickly. No money for English classes in the city, no good books at home, no teacher in the village who spoke English well. She worked long hours helping on the farm and in the house. When would she even study? Maya felt stuck again. Until a small conversation changed everything. One afternoon, while waiting in line at the village mobile recharge shop, she overheard two young men talking. One said, "I learned English just by talking to ChatGPT every day, free on my phone, no teacher needed." The other laughed. "Really? Does it actually work?" "Yes, it corrects you, speaks back, never gets tired or angry. I practice whenever I have 5 minutes." Maya's ears perked up. She didn't know what ChatGPT was, but the words "free" and "on my phone" stayed with her. That evening, she took her old smartphone, the one with a cracked screen that her father had bought second-hand years ago. She sat under the single bulb in their small room, opened the browser, and typed slowly, "Free English Learning App." The first results showed Duolingo, HelloTalk, and then ChatGPT. She clicked the link to open it in the browser. No fancy app download needed on her basic phone. The screen loaded a simple chat box. A message appeared. "Hello, how can I help you today?" Maya stared. Her hands shook a little. She typed her first words ever in English on purpose.
"Hi, I want learn English, but I am very bad." Within seconds, the reply came. "Hi, that's okay. Everyone starts somewhere. Don't say I am very bad. Better to say, my English is not good yet, or I am a beginner. Would you like to practice together? We can go slow." Maya felt something she hadn't felt in weeks, a tiny spark of kindness. No judgment, no impatience, just gentle help. She typed back, "Yes, please, slow." And so it began. At first, Maya could only do 10 to 15 minutes a day. She practiced during lunch breaks in the shade of a tree or late at night when everyone slept. Her routine looked like this. Morning, while making tea, she opened the chat and practiced greetings. "Good morning, how are you?" AI replied, "Good morning, I'm doing great, thank you. How are you today?" She copied the reply, said it out loud quietly. Afternoon, after farm work, sweaty and tired, she typed new words she heard that day. What means emergency? AI explained simply, gave examples, and even said the word slowly if she used voice mode. She discovered the microphone button later. Evening, before sleep, she practiced full sentences. "My father was sick. Doctor speak English. I not understand." AI replied kindly, "I'm so sorry to hear that. That must have been very hard. Let's practice how to explain symptoms in English." The AI never laughed at her mistakes. It never said, "You're too slow," or "Come back when you're better." It just helped, corrected gently, and encouraged her every time. Maya started feeling small wins almost immediately. Week 1, she could type and understand simple "How are you" conversations. Week 2, she learned basic medical words: pain, heart, doctor, medicine, hospital. That's what hurt her most. Week 3, she tried speaking out loud to the phone. The voice-to-text listened, showed her what she said, and the AI responded to her spoken words. There were hard moments too. Sometimes the internet was slow or cut out. She waited hours for one reply. Sometimes she typed wrong and felt stupid. Sometimes grief hit hard, and she cried instead of practicing. On those nights, she typed to the AI, "I miss my father. Today hard." And the AI answered, "It's okay to feel sad. Take your time. I'm here whenever you're ready." That non-judgmental support kept her going. After about 1 month, something amazing happened. Maya was helping her mother at the small village market. A tourist stopped by their vegetable stall asking in English, "How much for these tomatoes?" Before, Maya would have looked away or called her brother. But this time, she took a deep breath, remembered her practice, and said slowly, 10 rupees, 1 kilo. The tourist smiled, understood, paid, and left. Maya's mother looked at her surprised. "You spoke English?" Maya nodded, eyes shining. "A little. I'm learning." That tiny moment felt huge. For the first time, English wasn't something scary. It was something she could hold, something that made her feel a bit stronger. Maya was still a beginner. She still made many mistakes. She still had a long way to go. But the fire was lit. She discovered more free tools: Google Translate for quick help, YouTube videos with English subtitles she watched with English on, local language off, and other free AI chat apps that let her role-play situations like talking to a doctor or asking for directions. Every tool she found she used. Every minute she had, she practiced. The pain of that hospital night didn't disappear, but it started turning into purpose. And that's when Maya realized AI wasn't just a tool. It was like a patient, kind teacher who was always awake, always ready, always free. This is where the real transformation begins: the daily grind, the plateaus, and the breakthroughs and how Maya slowly rebuilt her confidence. Maya had crossed the hardest line. She had started. The promise to her father was no longer just words. It lived in those short daily sessions on her cracked screen phone. But now the real work began. Learning a language isn't magic. It's repetition, correction, patience, and facing your own mistakes every single day. She quickly realized one free AI chat wasn't enough. She explored more, all free, all on the same old phone. First, she stayed loyal to the basic chat AI because it felt like talking to a friend. She used it for everything. Vocabulary building. She would type a word she heard during the day. Explain urgent, please. AI. Urgent means very important and needs immediate action. Example, this is an urgent call. The patient needs help now. Then she asked for 5 sentences using it, read them out loud, recorded herself on the phone's voice note, and played it back to compare. Grammar without boring rules. Instead of textbooks, she asked real questions. Why do we say I have been sick, not I am been sick? The AI explained present perfect simply. We use have been when something started in the past and still affects now, or for experience. Let's practice. Tell me 3 things you have done this week. She typed, I have cooked rice, I have helped my mother, I have learned new words. AI corrected gently and gave better versions. Listening and pronunciation. She discovered the voice mode. She pressed the microphone icon and spoke slowly. The AI transcribed what she said. If it was wrong, she saw the mistake instantly. She practiced tricky sounds, TH in think, V in very, R that wasn't too hard like in her local language. AI even suggested tongue twisters. She sells seashells by the seashore. She laughed the first time she tried. It came out all wrong, but she kept going until it sounded clearer. She added other free tools one by one, turning her phone into a full English classroom. Google Translate became her quick dictionary. She pointed the camera at English signs on medicine packets her mother bought from the city pharmacy. The app read it aloud and translated. She saved the important phrases. Take 1 tablet after food. Do not exceed recommended dose. YouTube opened a new world. She searched English for beginners slow speaking and found channels with subtitles. She watched with English subtitles on, paused every sentence, repeated after the speaker. When she didn't understand a word, she copied it into the chat AI and asked, explain this sentence from video. Stay hydrated during hot weather. AI broke it down. Hydrated means having enough water in your body. Stay hydrated means keep drinking water. She even started role-playing real situations she feared. She typed to the AI, pretend you are a doctor. I am describing my mother's symptoms. AI, okay, I'm the doctor. Hello, how can I help your mother today? Maya typed or spoke, she has pain in chest since 2 days, also breathing problem. AI responded as doctor, thank you for explaining. When did the pain start exactly? Does it spread to the arm? Any sweating? She practiced answering clearly. This was the healing part. Every role play felt like she was rewriting that terrible hospital night. She was preparing so it would never happen again. Progress wasn't straight. There were long plateaus. Month 2, she could hold short conversations, but longer sentences still confused her. She got frustrated. One evening, she typed to the AI, I feel stuck. I learn but forget. Nothing improves.
That's normal. Plateaus happen to everyone. Let's review what you've already learned. Tell me 10 sentences about your day yesterday. She did. AI praised what was good, fixed small errors, and suggested, Try writing a short paragraph every day. I will correct it tomorrow. That daily paragraph became her habit. She wrote about simple things, farm work, cooking, missing her father. The AI always responded with kindness and improvements. She tracked progress in a small notebook, not fancy, just pages torn from an old school copy. She wrote dates and notes. Day 45, understood 80% of a short YouTube video without pausing too much. Day 60, spoke full sentence to tourist at market. No one helped me. Day 75, read medicine label completely by myself. Every small mark in that notebook reminded her she was moving forward. The emotional side was just as important. Some nights, grief came back strong. She would type, "Today I remembered hospital again, feeling sad." AI never gave fake cheer. It said things like, "It's okay to feel this. Grief doesn't go away fast. Talking about it helps. Do you want to share more, or would you like to practice something to feel stronger?" That balance, space for sadness, plus gentle push forward, kept her from quitting. By month 4, the change was visible even to others. Her mother noticed she spoke more confidently when a city relative visited and mixed English words. Her little brother asked, "Teach me one English word every day." She started simple games with him, colors, numbers, family words, using the same chat AI as her helper. Maya wasn't fluent yet, far from it, but she wasn't the same scared girl in the hospital corridor anymore. She had a patient teacher in her pocket, always available, never tired, never judging. And that teacher was turning pain into power, one typed word, one spoken sentence at a time. The journey still had more steps, bigger tests, real-world use, moments where English opened actual doors. But this deep daily work with AI was the foundation. It showed her that learning isn't about being perfect fast. It's about showing up every day, even when it's hard. The daily habit had become part of Maya's bones. Typing sentences, speaking to the AI, reviewing corrections, writing paragraphs. It wasn't exciting every day, but it was steady. And steady effort over months creates change that surprises even you. By month 6, small doors started opening in ways she never expected. First came confidence in everyday moments. One morning, a delivery man from the city brought fertilizer for the farm. The packet had English instructions and warnings. Before, her family would have guessed or asked someone else. This time, Maya read it herself, slowly, carefully, and explained to her mother. It says, "Mix 1 spoon in 10 liters of water and keep away from children." Her mother looked at her with quiet pride. "You read all that?" Maya nodded. "Yes, I practiced those words." That same week, a relative from the city visited. He spoke mostly in their local language, but slipped in English words when talking about his job. Normally, Maya stayed silent. This time, she joined in. He said, "The company is expanding the project next month." Maya understood enough to ask, "What kind of project?" He answered in English. She replied, "Is it in construction?" Simple exchange, but he noticed. "Your English is improving. Keep going." Those little validations felt like fuel. Then came the bigger test. A job advertisement appeared on a community notice board in the nearby town, a customer support role at a small call center that handled international clients. It required basic to intermediate English, speaking and listening. Pay was better than farm work, enough to help her mother with household expenses and her brother's school fees. Maya hesitated for days.
I'm not ready. What if I make mistakes on the phone? But the promise to her father echoed, never helpless again. She prepared the only way she knew, with AI. For 2 weeks, she role-played customer calls every evening. She told the chat AI, "Pretend you are angry customer. Your order is late." AI responded in different accents and moods, polite, frustrated, confused. Maya practiced common phrases. "I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Let me check that for you right away. Could you please hold for 1 minute? I will resolve this for you." She recorded herself answering, played it back, asked AI to critique. "How is my pronunciation here? Too fast?" AI gave honest but kind feedback. "Clear overall, but slow down on inconvenience. Stress the second syllable." She also practiced common questions.
How can I track my order? What is your return policy? She memorized polite openers and closers, built a small list of useful phrases in her notebook. The interview day arrived. She took the local bus to the town, wearing her best simple salwar kameez, heart pounding. The interviewer, a young woman, started in English right away. "Hello, please introduce yourself." Maya took a deep breath. "Hello, my name is Maya. I live in village area. I have been learning English for 6 months. I want this job to support my family." The questions continued. "Why do you want to work in customer support?" "Because I want to help people, and I know how important clear communication is." A role play came. Imagine a customer calls saying their product is damaged. What do you say? Maya spoke steadily. "I'm very sorry to hear that, sir, madam. Could you please tell me your order number? I will check the details and arrange a replacement or refund as soon as possible." The interviewer smiled. "Good. Your English is clear enough for our needs. We train new people too." 2 days later, the call came. She got the job. When she told her mother, they both cried, happy tears this time. Her first salary went partly to new school books for her brother, partly to repair the leaking roof, and a small part to buy a better phone, one with a bigger screen and better voice recognition. But the real transformation showed in how she gave back. After a few months at the job, she started helping others in the village, young girls who wanted to study further but struggled with English, older women who needed to read medicine labels for their husbands. She created a small evening group under the big tree near the school, just 5-6 people at first. She taught them the same way AI taught her. Simple sentences first. Practice speaking without fear. Use free apps on their phones. Role-play everyday situations. She even showed them how to chat with AI. Type anything. It won't judge you. One girl, after her first conversation, whispered, "It answered me like a real person." Maya's pain had become purpose. The the hospital night still hurt when she remembered it, but now it had meaning. It pushed her to learn. Learning opened doors. Open doors let her help others avoid the same helplessness. She still practiced every day, longer conversations, new vocabulary from her job, watching English videos about customer service. She wasn't perfect. She still mixed tenses sometimes, still searched for words, but she was moving forward, and every step honored the promise made under the stars.
The story isn't over yet. The biggest lessons, the advice for anyone watching, the reminder that you can start exactly where you are. Maya's life looks different now. She wakes up earlier, not just for farm chores, but to review new words before the day starts. She rides the bus to her call center job with earphones in, listening to English podcasts at 0.75 speed so she can catch every word. She comes home tired but fulfilled, spends an hour teaching the village kids or chatting with her AI teacher about the day's conversations at work. Looking back, she sees clear lessons in every step of this journey. First lesson: pain can be your strongest teacher if you let it guide you instead of stop you. That night in the hospital didn't break her forever. It cracked open something inside that needed to grow. The guilt and helplessness didn't disappear, but she stopped letting them define her. She turned them into questions. What can I do differently next time? And every answer led her to one more sentence, one more word, one more practice. Second lesson: you don't need perfect conditions to start. You just need to start with what you have. No money? She used free tools. No time? She stole 10 minutes here, 15 there. Old phone with bad internet? It still worked. The biggest barrier wasn't money or time or technology. It was the first step, typing that very first "Hi, I want learn English."
Everything after that became possible because she refused to wait for better. Third lesson: AI is the most patient teacher in the world. It never rolls its eyes, never says you're too old or you're too slow, never gets bored repeating the same explanation 10 times. It corrects without shaming. It celebrates small wins without exaggeration. For someone who felt stupid and scared in that hospital corridor, having a teacher that only wanted her to improve, no ego, no judgment, was life-changing. Fourth lesson: progress is invisible until suddenly it isn't. For months, Maya felt like nothing was happening. Plateaus felt endless. But the notebook didn't lie. The tourist at the market understood her. The job interviewer nodded instead of frowning. Her mother asked her to read English labels. Her little brother repeated English words she taught him. The change was quiet, cumulative, and real. You won't feel fluent tomorrow, but one day you'll look back and realize, I couldn't do this before. Now I can. Fifth lesson: learning a language isn't just about words, it's about reclaiming power. For Maya, English became more than communication. It became safety, knowing she could understand a doctor's words. It became connection, talking to her brother about his dreams in a bigger world. It became giving, helping other girls in the village feel less afraid. Every new phrase was a brick in a wall that protected her family from the helplessness she once felt. If you're watching this right now and thinking, I want that too, here's the simple advice Maya would give you, the same steps she followed. 1. Make your why bigger than your fear. Write down one reason that matters deeply, maybe for your children, your job, travel, helping family in emergencies. Keep that reason close when motivation fades. 2. Start stupidly small. Not 1 hour a day, 10 minutes, one sentence, one new word. The habit matters more than the length at first. 3. Use AI like a friend, not a textbook. Open any free chat, ChatGPT, Gemini, or similar. Type,
I am a beginner. Please teach me English slowly and kindly. Then talk to it like a person about your day, your feelings, your questions. Ask it to correct you gently. Ask it to role-play situations you fear. Speak out loud every single day, even if alone. Whisper if you're shy. Record yourself. Play it back. The AI will help you fix pronunciation without anyone hearing. Celebrate tiny wins without waiting for perfect. Understood one sentence in a video? Write it down. Said a full sentence to someone? Smile about it. Those tiny sparks keep the fire alive. When you want to quit, remember the version of you who needs this language is waiting on the other side. Talk to the AI about why you're tired. It will listen, encourage, and help you take one more small step. You don't have to be Maya. You don't have to have the same tragedy, but you can have the same turning point, the moment you decide, I will not stay stuck. This isn't just her story. It's a path open to anyone willing to walk it. Maya still thinks about that hospital night. Not every day now, but sometimes, when she sees a medicine label, when a family member feels unwell, when she hears someone struggling with English in the market. The memory doesn't hurt the same way anymore. It is softened into something else, a reminder of how far she has come and why she keeps going. She isn't fluent like a native speaker. She still pauses to find the right words sometimes. She still asks the AI to explain complicated sentences from work emails. But she can do what she once thought impossible. Read instructions clearly. Speak on the phone with strangers. Help her family understand doctors. Teach others so they never feel as powerless as she did. Her story isn't about becoming perfect. It's about becoming possible. About turning one terrible night into thousands of small, brave mornings. About proving that a girl from a small village with an old phone and a broken heart can rewrite what her future looks like. And the most beautiful part? She isn't the only one anymore. The little group under the tree has grown. More phones glow in the evening now. More voices practice simple sentences together. More girls look at her and think, if she could do it, maybe I can too. If you've watched this far, through the pain, the small steps, the plateaus, the wins, thank you. You've given time to Maya's story, and maybe you've seen pieces of your own story in it. Wherever you are right now, maybe in a city apartment, maybe in a quiet room like Maya once sat, know this. The starting line is exactly where you stand. You don't need better circumstances. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You just need one small action today. Open your phone. Open a free chat AI. Type one sentence. Hi, I want to learn English. Please help me slowly. That's it. That's how Maya began. That's how anyone begins. Your reason doesn't have to be as heavy as hers. It can be simple. Better job. Talking to friends abroad. Understanding songs you love. Helping your children with homework. Feeling less afraid in a new place. Whatever it is, hold it close. Let it pull you forward when the days feel long. Maya would want you to know one last thing. The version of you who already speaks English comfortably is already proud of the person who was about to start. That future you is cheering for every tiny step you're willing to take right now. If this story moved you, even a little, do one small thing in the comments. Write, I'm starting today, or my reason is, or just one word, possible. Share this video with one person who needs to hear it, someone who feels stuck like Maya did once. And if you're ready, hit subscribe. There will be more real stories, more practical tips, more reminders that change is possible, even when it feels far away. Thank you for spending this hour with me and Maya. Your next 10 minutes could change everything. Keep going, one word at a time.